Good morning, everyone. So let us start our session today. So today we will be talking about why the marine is important for us, what are the dangers that it is facing right now, and also touching on the topic of marine biodiversity. So good morning. So this webinar is designed to strengthen your understanding of marine conservation. In response to the United Nations Ocean Decade, we are organizing the second United Nations Ocean Decade Children Oceanic Pottery project. So in this project, you will use potteries to make marine animals or to make the ocean that you love. So let us start by going through the topics that we will explore today. So first of all, ocean in danger. We will learn about what kind of difficulties or challenges is our ocean currently facing. Secondly, we will also learn about the importance of the ocean. Why do we need to protect them? And lastly, we will learn about marine biodiversity and what actions can we take as individuals, as kids. What can we do to protect our common ocean? So now let me introduce our two speakers, Brian. Hi, Brian. So Brian will be introducing first topic, second topic, and what actions can we take to you. And the other speaker is Alicia. Alicia will be talking about marine biodiversity. So let us start by giving the floor to Brian.
Thanks a lot, Hannah. I'll first talk about like our ocean is facing danger. So what kind of dangers that we're facing? So we'll now proceed to look at this photo. How would you describe this particular photo or the ocean?
I can see there are many fish in the ocean.
Yes, there are many fish.
Different kinds of fish. And also there's some coral reefs, pictures of coral reefs.
Yes, so we do see fish gliding freely like through the ocean. There are different types of coral reefs, so it's a really diverse marine life in the ocean. But this is now being endangered. We would think about the ocean as a really wide, blue, deep, and slightly salty kind of place. Not sure if any of you have been to the beach, but that might be what you would relate to. But this is now being endangered as the marine environment is being, part of it is being destructed. So what our ocean is facing today is some of you might see some sewage here and also some garbage being released into the ocean. So there is like various kinds of pollutions that are being conducted by the humans. So we need to address that. Currently, there are around 11 million tons of marine plastics are being released into the ocean. So let's imagine it's around equivalent to dumping a truck of trash into the ocean every minute. So it is an enormous amount of trash being dumped into the ocean. So it's our responsibility. The responsibility of the humans to protect the ocean in the future. Aside from sewage and also plastic, perhaps like trash, there is the tourist pollution is also really significant. Has any one of you have been to the beach? Has like I don't know, swam at the beach, or perhaps like went there for a visit?
Yes.
Yes, really good. So did you see any perhaps like plastic bottles or perhaps?
No.
No?
No.
Right. But perhaps like some of our volunteers have cleaned up the beach properly, so that is the reason why we don't see that much plastic rubbish like at the beach. But there are various places across the world are having serious tourist pollution. And what do you see here? Does any one of you see a polar bear?
A polar bear standing on a piece of ice.
Yes. So as you all might see here, there's a polar bear like standing. Yes, so there's a polar bear standing on a really small piece of iceberg. But why? Yes, but why would that happen, or why would that occur? That is due to seawater warming. So basically, it is the environment of our Earth is like we are facing a global warming. So that also leads to the warming of seawater. So not sure if any of you have drunk like ice drinks. I don't know, perhaps like
yes.
Yes. So what would happen when we put a can of Coke for a longer time? Is that
the ice melts and the level starts to rise?
Yes, precisely. So that would also happen. That also applies to the ocean as well. So when the seawater is warming up, the iceberg would also melt. So that would lead to the iceberg diminish minute by minute, and it would go smaller and smaller. So that is the reason why we need to be aware of this phenomenon, and we will try to alleviate this situation. And as some of you might see here on the picture on the left, there's a seagull biting a plastic trash. But this would be let us imagine, like for seagulls, they do have a really small intestine, and also a really small guts, so that it would be quite difficult for seagulls to swallow like huge pieces of rubbish that we dump into the ocean. So in other words, when they don't swallow down the rubbish, or if they do not have the food digested, they might suffer from suffocation, and they will die from the pollution that we cause. And does anyone see the turtle? What does it happen to the turtle? Would someone respond?
There's ropes on the turtle, and it can't move.
Yes, there are ropes, and there are fish nets. So the turtle is like entangled by this huge web. And when these animals are being entangled, there would be a limitation to the movements of these animals. So this would hinder the ability to hunt other animals and their ability to protect their families. So in other words, we are also directly causing the death in a long time. And we also see that there's a huge fish here. It crashes into the ships. So why would that happen? So this particular phenomenon would happen because we have too many ships in the ocean, which perhaps like blocks the ocean habitats of different marine life. So that's why some of the when the animals like listen to the noises of the ships, they might misunderstand that it is part of the marine life, and it might crash into the ships. So let us imagine if we are walking on the street and we do not have the pedestrian path and the and also the road for the cars. We are like we are fighting to we are fighting for the space with the cars with the vehicles at the same time. So this would bring like severe impact on what we can on the safety of for humans if it's on the road. But if it's in the ocean, it's the marine life that would be endangered. So why is ocean that important? So from a more statistical perspective, the ocean covers 3/4 of our Earth's surface. It also accounts for 97% of like our Earth's total water resources. And from the ocean occupation, it is the ocean like occupies for around like 99% of habitable land on Earth. So we do see that ocean is a really major habitat for different kinds of wildlife, and that is the reason why we need to protect the ocean. Has anyone tried seafood before?
Yes, of course.
Yes.
Yes, I do see different hands and people like saying like how they have tried seafood. So ocean is important as we do have food. We need food for our daily lives. So it is really important. Next slide. So seafood provides quality protein for us, which allows us to have to build up muscles and have a stronger body. So it comes upon us that we have a duty to maintain biodiversity. So what does it mean by biodiversity? So I'm not sure if anyone has tried a game before. So there's a huge fish like eating up a medium fish, and the medium fish would bite the tiny ones. So if we do not have any one of them, so there might be like, for example, if we do not have the medium-sized fish, then the tiny fish might overgrow and it might overpopulate. And for the huge fish, it might, due to the lack of the medium-sized fish, they might extinct. So it is really important to maintain marine biodiversity. And if there is the acidification of seawater, it would slow down the growth of marine wildlife, such as shellfish, crabs, and lobster. And ocean is really important to balance our temperature. Does anyone feel the temperature is really steaming like in recent years?
Yes, the summer is particularly hot.
Yes, it's boiling, isn't it? So so it is really important to protect the ocean to balance the temperature. So in more precise terms, there are particular wildlife such as the mangroves and also seagrasses. They can sequester 4 times more carbon dioxide as compared to the trees like on the land. So that's why ocean can absorb a carbon dioxide more effectively, which relieves global warming. So we do see that the ocean is important not only due to the marine, not only due to the food, but also the sequester of carbon dioxide. And does anyone recall the photo of the polar bear standing on a really small piece of iceberg?
Yes.
Yes. So with the if the iceberg melts, it would also lead to the rising sea level, as I've mentioned. So in the long term, it would lead to flooding of low-lying areas and also coastal regions. So for instance, for us, Hong Kong, like if the seawater level is rising, perhaps our entire district of perhaps like Tsim Sha Tsui would disappear, would vanish in a matter of perhaps in a blip of an eye. So is that what we want? If that is not what we want, we need to be aware of this phenomenon, and we must try our best to protect our ocean. Otherwise, that would be serious flooding. So for the following time, I'll now have the floor for Alicia. So perhaps let's allow Alicia to say hi to all of us.
Hi everyone. So
Hi.
I'm now going to share about the marine biodiversity. So what can you think of can you think of any marine animals? Can you name them? From the picture, you can see that there are some marine animals like the whale, the jellyfish, or some seals. They are all the marine creatures. And in Hong Kong, we actually have very high diversity of marine biodiversity. So we actually have many different kinds of animals living in the Hong Kong waters. So you can see that there is a lot of animals. So let's take a closer shot to see what they are. From the corner, you can see there is a very colorful fish, and this is called the butterfly fish because of its color. And for the second one, this one, you might be seen it before in the wet market. This is the grouper. So probably you have eaten them before. And the next one, this is the whale shark. So whale shark has record that is appear in Hong Kong water region. So maybe we can see them again in the future. So is there anyone has watched about the Finding Nemo movie? So
Yes, from Disney, right?
yes, from Disneyland. The main character, the Nemo, is actually is also living in Hong Kong water regions. It is called the crownfish, and also we have some sea turtles, and but especially is the green sea turtles. So from the top, we can see that we also have the pufferfish and also a fish from Beijing. It is called the Beijing fig-lipped fish. So so Hong Kong area have very diverse of fishes. So this is one of the examples. It is very tiny fishes, and also we can see the horseshoe crabs, and then here's the Finnis propros and also the Chinese white dolphins. So actually, the Finnis propros and the Chinese white dolphin are quite similar to each other from their appearance, but the propos is does not have the back fin in their back. So this is the major differences between the Chinese white dolphin and Finnis propos. So if you can see them in the wildlife, so yeah, so it's very hard to see the Finnis propos because they are pretty shy. So now let's talk a little deeper to know more others animal friends. So let's look at the Chinese white dolphin first. So you can see that the Chinese white dolphins is their appearance. The skin colors is look like pink, but is they're all pink? You can see there is two Chinese white dolphins. So one of them is looks in gray, another one is pink. So what is their differences in terms of size? So
The pink one is larger.
yes, the pink one is larger. So she's probably the mother of the smaller one. So when the Chinese white dolphin give birth, their baby, their skin color is gray. But when they are getting older, their skin color will turn to pink gradually, and therefore we can tell they can tell their age and by using their skin color. So if we can see the Chinese white dolphin is having a purely pink color, so we can know that he or she is already an adult. So we have mentioned we can see the Chinese white dolphin in Hong Kong, but where do they actually live? Is there anyone know?
Maybe around islands.
Yes, maybe around the island. So you can see there's a lot of spot showing in the map. And actually, this is the places that have record that the Chinese white dolphins have appeared near these islands. So think about what kinds of island is right here is the Sha Chao and Long Ku Chao marine park. So if you want to visit them, you can go to this marine park. And also if you drive the boats to the open water area, you can go to the coastal water around the west and south of Lantau Island. So do you know what this area is? This is actually the Hong Kong International Airport. So have you ever been to the airport? So perhaps you might go to travel and you will go to the airport. And then when you go to the airport, you will hear different sound in the airport. So let's listen about the plane takeoff recording to get more idea about what is the sound in the airport. So when you hear this sound, what will you feel? Perhaps you might think, oh, it is quite noisy. So to human, it is very noisy and we are not very comfortable about this sound. But for the Chinese white dolphin, they actually have the same feeling just like us. They also don't like this sound. So more importantly is the dolphin is very related on using the whistle sound to communicate with their friend and also looking for the direction in order to find food for themselves. So if the plane takeoff sound is covered the sound, so they cannot find their peers, it is very hard to find the food or the directions. So now we are going to listen how the dolphin whistle sound is. So when you hear normally if the dolphin is living in the area without any human, we can hear very clear the dolphin whistle sound. But when they come to Hong Kong, there are actually many ships, many airplanes, there are many noises produced by human, and these noises will cover the dolphin whistle sound. And therefore, the dolphin is very hard to find their own direction to look for food. So when you hear this sound, perhaps you are feeling very noisy. You're feeling very not comfortable about with this sound. So to dolphin, they are actually having the same feeling just like us. So we have mentioned about the dolphins is actually affected by the sound produced by human. So what we will call this is we will call it is the underwater noise pollution. So these noises will make them to have to find directions and food. And also do you eat fish every day? So I eat fishes every day. So where does this fish come from? So human, we will go out to the sea and catch a lot of tons of fishes from the ocean. But the the resources is limited. So therefore, when humans get more fishes from the ocean, the less food that the dolphin can eat, and therefore it is causing the food reduction for the Chinese white dolphin. And also, when we are driving the ship to the ocean, because the noise produced by the ship may also affect the dolphin cannot identify the direction. Therefore, the dolphin might accidentally hit the ship. And then when they hit the ship, they are easily get hurt. So unlike human, we have doctor. If we get hurt, we can see the doctors. But in ocean, do we have doctor for the dolphin? Seems like no. Yes. So therefore, if they get hurt, they cannot have somebody help them to recover. So they can only recover by themselves. If they can't, they might be die because of this incident. So recently, we have another marine mammals also stopped in Hong Kong, especially in Sai-Kung. So have you ever checked out the recent news?
Is it a whale in Sai-Kung?
Yes, it is a whale. This is a birdie whale. So it is rarely come to Hong Kong. So therefore, when humans notice that there is a whale in Hong Kong, so everyone will rush to there and also to take a look of them. But what happened? People are getting too close to the whale, and there is some turbine under the boat, and then the turbine will hurt the whale, and therefore they will get hurt, and then and also the noise produced by the boat is also disturbing the whale. So now let's take a look of the green turtle. So from the video, you can see that the green turtle is actually eating some green food. So can you notice that what is their color of shell?
Green and black, maybe.
Oh, actually it is brown, but you may question about we call it green turtle, but why the shell is brown? Actually, the name of green turtle is related what they are eat, and also the essential elements that accumulate in their body. So you can see that the green turtle is eating some food that is green. So these are actually some algae, some seaweed or sea grasses. So these food are all greens. And then if the green turtles eat this food, and their body will accumulate a lot of chlorophyll, which is a green element in their body. So most of the time, the green turtle are usually live in the sea, and they have to take 10 to 50 years to grow up. And also, the green turtle is very hard to survive. For 1,000 green turtles, there is only one can be grow up to an adult. So in Hong Kong, we also have the green turtle. So they spawn on the beach, and they will go back their birthplaces to give birth for their own next generation. So every year, every March to October, they will go back to their birthplace to give birth to their kids. So in Hong Kong, we can find the green turtles in the Lima Island, especially the the sandy beach. So now we are going to take a look at a turtle tail to see what happened. Yeah, everything.
It started out like any other trip home. At first, it seemed just like the usual frustrations.
Hey, I want to play the game.
It's a video, Mum.
Oops, sorry. How much longer?
Don't worry, we'll be home in no time.
Oh, no. Oh, that's enough. I spy with my little eye something beginning with what?
Wow!
So close.
All right, that's it. I'm taking the scenic route.
Oh, no, not a dad detour. You do know the way, don't you, lovely?
But that's when things got a bit odd.
It's probably just roadworks.
Oh,
And that was just the start.
oh, no, don't do that.
Oh,
Sorry, I can see. Okay.
Ah, there's our
So
house.
ready for home.
Why is it so quiet?
Huh, I didn't think the Joneses were away.
Home safe.
Thanks, now. Right then, you unpack. I'm going to get the kettle on for all of us.
okay, buddy. Let's get you inside.
Dad? What's that noise?
Guys,
It's okay. It's okay.
What's my face?
We can't change the past.
But we can demand a better future. Protect the oceans.
So from the video, you can actually see there are a lot of plastic waste in the ocean near the living place of the green turtles. And also at the end of the story, the sea turtle mom is actually catched by the fishing nets, and also she is getting away from her family. So therefore it is the actually situation that the green turtle is facing. So from these two pictures, can you recognize which one is jellyfish?
I
So
guess it's
A or
A.
B? You guess
A.
it's A. So to human, it is easy to find out this is the A is the jellyfish. But for the green turtle, they think these two things, the plastic bag and the jellyfish, looks quite similar. They think they are exactly the same things. So if they see there is a plastic bag floating in the ocean, they will swim to there and eat the jellyfish, eat the plastic bag. And because the plastic bag is hard to digest and in their stomach, so therefore they cannot eat other foods after eating the plastic bag. So yes, the marine plastic pollution is actually affecting the food that turtles consume. So they will eat some plastic bags, just looks like the jellyfish. So apart from the plastic pollution, actually human did something to affect their daily life. So for human, we are usually catching the fishes. So during the catching the process, the fishing nets may be trapped the green turtles. This is not this is accidentally happened, but to the green turtles, it is actually they're carrying a very heavy school bag in the ocean. So therefore, it is very hard to them, very hard for them to swim in the ocean and hard for them to looking for food. And also, when we're driving the boat, the turbine may also hit them, and just like how we hurt the whale. So then, the turtle will be get hurt, and unlike human, they don't have the doctor, so they can only recover by themselves, or it will if they cannot recover by themselves, they may get died. And also because of the climate change, they will lose their homes because there is when the sea, do you still remember what Brian said? When the sea level increase, the coastal area will be flooded, and then for the green turtles, they will give birth in the sandy beach, so which is a kind of coastal area. And then if they do not have a places for them to give birth for their next generation, so we will no longer have any baby green turtle anymore. So therefore, they are actually lost their homes. So next, I'm going to tell you a new marine animals to you. This is the horseshoe crab. So perhaps you are first time seeing them. So now I'm going to show a video to let you know more about what is horseshoe crab.
Horseshoe crab. 馬蹄蟹 Horseshoe crab.
馬蹄蟹身體長度可達30厘米，體重約50至70公斤。馬蹄蟹並不是蟹，而是蜘蛛和蠍子的親屬。馬蹄蟹身體分為3個部分，第一個部分是較大的頭胸部，第二個部分是細小和呈六角形的腹部，第三個部分是一條長長的尾劍。
So for horseshoe crab, they actually can divide their body into 3 parts: their head, their body, and also the tail. And their body length is actually can long like 30 centimeters.
馬蹄蟹最愛吃魚蟲、軟體動物和死魚。要保育馬蹄蟹，我們必須減少污染和保護我們的環境，以及停止進食和購買。
So for horseshoe crab, they usually eat some tiny animals like the snails, and their living places, they actually have a lot of human pollution. So what we can do for horseshoe crab is to clean out the plastic waste or the pollution made by human. So in the video, it mentioned about is horseshoe crab really is the crabs. So actually, no, they are the relatives of the spiders. So when somebody asks you, is horseshoe crab really a crab? So you can tell them, no, they are actually the relatives of the spiders. So Hong Kong, we also have the horseshoe crabs. They usually, the juveniles are living in the intertidal zone, just like the sandy beach or the mudflat. And after that, when they grow up, become adult, they will go back into the sea at around 20 to 30 meters depth of water. So for horseshoe crab, their survival rate is also very low. So for 1,000 horseshoe crab eggs, there is only one could be grow into adults. So you can see how hard the horseshoe crab can grow from a baby to an adult. So actually, horseshoe crab is very important to both environment and also to human. So horseshoe crab is actually living in the earth for many years. So it's present in the 400 million years ago, and which means that when there is the dinosaur, the horseshoe crabs is already existed. So we can call them their living fossils. And to the environment, the horseshoe crabs are actually the main food sources for the waterfall. So this is a kind of bird. And to human, it is very important biomedical importance, because have you ever get vaccinated? So perhaps during the COVID period, everyone get vaccinated, and how the vaccine is come from is actually made of the blood of horseshoe crab. So their blood is actually help us to develop more biomedical resources. So what they are actually affected by human. So human, because it has many importance for biomedical. So human will catch them from the sea and also get their blood. But after getting the blood, usually like human, after we donate our blood, we are very weak. We have to take a break, take a rest, and it is just the same like the horseshoe crab. But human does not give time for them to recover. They just get their blood and then throw them back into the sea again. So therefore, they are very hard to be survived because their situation is not very good. They're very weak at that moment. So this is one of the interference. And also the habitat degradation and loss is also makes them cannot have more babies. They are living in the mudflat, but because of the human activities, we always go to different places, just like the habitat, like this kind of mudflat area. We can go there to play. But actually, these places are very important for horseshoe crab to grow their next generation. But human activity is keep interrupting their home, so they cannot grow up in that particular area, because human may accidentally hurt them or to take away the resources that they need. And also, if you see some horseshoe crab in cyclone, please do not buy them, because they are in danger. They cannot be eaten. So yes, be aware of them, and to you can actually remind others, don't eat this horseshoe crab even though you can buy it. So yes. So we know the different marine creatures are actually facing different kinds of challenges. Some they are actually interrupted by human activities. So what can we do to help them, or what can we can take to protect our ocean? So Brian will be talk about what kind of action that we can do.
Thanks a lot, Alicia. So for the following time, I will talk about what actions we can take. So next slide. Thank you. So perhaps like some of you might know these kind of solutions to solve pollution. So from our perspective, perhaps as kids, we can go plastic free in order to reduce the use of single-use products. So such as plastic bottles, perhaps plastic bottles would be one of the example. And aside from going plastic free from the source, we can also actively participate in plastic recycling. As we all see here on the screen, it is a recycling station in Hong Kong. So we can assort different types of rubbish and to throw them in the right category. So in order to have different credit points. So some of you might buy some snacks by recycling your trash at home. So we do see that, well, by sorting out like different kinds of rubbish, we do have it is quite easy yet it is a significant step that we can take. Next slide. But it appears that not all types of plastic can be recycled. So it is only a certain type of plastic that can be recycled and reused. And concerning plastics, when we recycle plastics, we should take off the cap of the plastic bottle. We should also remove the wrappings of the plastic bottles, and also to clean them before we dump them into the bins. So that is the way when we are dealing with plastic bottles. And there are also other types of plastics which should not be dumped into the recycling bins, such as luggages, and also some perhaps like plastic boots, that particular type of plastic which should not be dumped into the bins. Next slide. And aside from plastic pollution, we can also use public transport such as buses and also the MTR to reduce the impact on the increasing temperature with lower carbon emissions. We can also start from ourselves to raise awareness for marine pollution. So marine pollution and also marine protection. So such as we can tell our friends and relatives in order to let them understand the significance of marine biodiversity, the importance of our oceans, and with that in mind, we know what steps we can take in order to protect our ocean. Last but not least, we should also reduce the use of water resources and electricity. So for instance, we may perhaps think of switching off our aircon and light like after we leave our room, perhaps like after we finish our homework from school. So there are various ways that we can contribute to protect our oceans, and also in the longer term, we are also protecting ourselves. So we do need to appreciate how our environment is interconnected, interrelated, and that is the particular reason we must protect our ocean. So for the following time, I think I will hand it back to Kana. She will conclude our day's lesson.
Thank you, Brian, and thank you, Alicia, for the detailed explanation. And it is really an amazing webinar. And my final question to all the kids in listening to this recorded video or to this webinar is, are you willing to protect our ocean with us? And I hope that the answer is, of course, yes. So this leads us nicely to our next slide, which is how we could protect our ocean together. So one way, as Brian has described, is by raising public awareness. And we could also do this as kids. So this is why that UNESCO Hong Kong Association has organized the United Nations Ocean Decade Children Oceanic Pottery event for consecutive of 2 years. And this year, we will still be organizing this event with our great partner, and we will give you guys pottery materials in which you can use to make ocean themed pottery creations. So for example, you can make some green turtles, or you can make Chinese white dolphins. Just make something that you think is the ocean that you love or the ocean that you want. So we look forward for your artwork or for your pottery creation, and I wish you a nice day.